Senior Vice President of NAB Science and Technology, Mr. Lynn Claudy.
For outstanding achievement in radio engineering, our honoree today is Paul Schafer. Paul Schafer has been in this business a very long time. He started his company, Schafer Electronics, in 1953 and was one of the original pioneers in the area of unattended operation of radio transmitters and radio station automation. Here's some highlights of his long career. In 1955, the Schafer remote control system was used by NAB in field tests that were designed to show the viability of unattended remote control of transmitters. As a result of the considerable data from those tests that were filed by NAB in 1956, the FCC amended their rules to permit the remote control of all radio transmitters. Then in 1956, using his remote control system, he supervised the installation of the first radio automation system at KGEE in Bakersfield, California, which makes him the founding father of radio station automation. Looking back in our files, we found a transcript of a radio automation workshop that was held at the NAB Broadcast Engineering Conference in 1968. It was held in Washington. And he described there how radio automation was born. So I'll use his words, quote, "A broadcaster came to me and said, 'I want you to build me a device that will automatically play records and insert announcements from tape. I want to close the doors of the radio station at 8 o'clock at night and still provide a service to my community all night long. I can't afford to do that with people, but with remote control, I can. Would you be interested in making such a device?' And Paul said, 'Well, I'm not really sure it would be practical,' unquote. Obviously, Paul made it practical, and radio automation was off and running. Ultimately, over 1,000 Schafer automation systems were installed in AM and FM stations all over the world, and Paul Schafer became a preeminent expert in the field. He was awarded a patent for the random access spotlight locator. He authored a chapter in the 1960 fifth edition of the NAB Engineering Handbook on remote control of broadcast stations. Schafer Electronics buses traveled the country, introducing automation to radio stations everywhere. He founded Schafer International in 1969 and subsequently Schafer Digital Project in 1986. And for the linchpin of evidence of his overachieving habits, to say that he's a regular attendee at NAB conventions would be a vast understatement. He has been in attendance at every NAB convention since 1953, this year being his 50th consecutive year of doing so. And we'd like to thank Paul's son, Rob Schafer, for bringing that and other details of his father's life to our attention. Paul, on behalf of the National Association of Broadcasters and your colleagues in the radio industry, I'm pleased to present the NAB Radio Engineering Achievement Award to you in commemoration of your outstanding career. We have a plaque for you, and it reads as follows: presented to Paul C. Schafer in recognition of his distinguished professional career for outstanding contributions to the development of radio broadcasting technology, for pioneering work in development of transmitter remote control and radio station automation systems, and for over 60 years of dedicated commitment to innovation in broadcast engineering. Congratulations, Paul.
Wow. Well, to say that I'm honored to receive the NAB Engineering Achievement Award would be a masterpiece of understatement. And really, it's just for doing what's been interesting and fun for 60 years. 60 years ago, I started in radio, running the board and playing records, 78 RPM records, at my hometown radio station, 100-watt WJOB in Hammond, Indiana. That was 1942. I was 17. Following year, I went on to WOWO Fort Wayne. I learned how to change those big water-cooled tubes in a 10-kilowatt transmitter that took up 2 complete floors of a very large building, and running the board on some big live shows. I went into the Army, the Signal Corps, After World War II, I returned to Fort Wayne